Welcome back to Live Young Diecast. This is the Deep Eddy Raceway. You just saw an Audi 90 Quattro running in rally mode, at least the first jump. There will be two. We're going to show that to you as we look at the process of tuning this section of track, two sections of track we've been working on since the holidays when we took a break to get this kit installed. The kit comes from SpoolHeads.com. They 3D print all kinds of track, as does SlanMan Customs and JLH Crafts. Love all the stuff. There's a bunch of it mixed throughout this whole course. So we're going to show you the action on rally mode. This Audi 90 Quattro, as I've mentioned before, really wide casting. You don't see it out there really racing. I do think Arlo built one, shaved the body up to make that happen, but you won't have to do that here because we've got wide lanes in our new gate section through to that bridge, which in rally mode becomes a big old jump. So a lot of angles and things changed over time to get that to where we wanted it, and I'm going to show that to you. As for a huge delay getting to this point, we had a lot of water damage at our house. It's chaos. It sucks. You don't want that. We're getting through it. We're moving on, and now we're here. Happy to be here and getting to the racing. So here's an update on what's going on with this track, and it is glorious. I cannot wait. We're also going to look at racing something like this, a Group C racer from Matchbox, otherwise known as the Sauber racer, S-A-U-B-E-R, I believe. Big old GT car. This is 155 scale, and our new track will handle 155 scale cars. So pretty fun. Let's look at it. All right, we'll start up in the gate real quick. We've got the Audi 90 Quattro, as you saw, and look at that wiggle room, plenty of space. This is SpoolHeads SR 155 scale dual lane track. So we're going to get that wiggle room with the wide castings, even such a casting as the 155 scale Sauber racer from Matchbox. There's not as much wiggle room in there, but this is the 164 SR 164 section, and it's just very brief. Right here, it actually starts to merge into SR 155, which there will be much more room left to right, as you can see. So that is going to be a fun tournament I would love to do with these cars, no body modifications. That is something I'd like to have on deck. Now, this is going to be a part of a rally event this summer. Looking forward to it. We've got a new turn down here, which is also SR 155, which is the big problem with wide castings, is that 164 scale orange track will handle this stuff, but as soon as you get into a 3D printed turn, you've got rub and trouble, and it's just going to slow to a halt. So we don't have that anymore, thanks to SpoolHeads. So out of the gate, we are a new dual lane track in our first 90-degree turn. It is absolutely butter. The original was just fine, but this one is even better. We're down into our canyon for the first jump, and normally we've got the bridge that runs across, right? So that's the raceway mode, but for testing rally mode, that portion of the kit he sent needed to get this in and tested. I originally had a harsher angle in here. I think it was 25 degrees, and I wound up with a 17.5 degree arc right here, and then I even had a concave piece, so it was quite a launch. So this wound up being straight, and this wound up being a lesser degree, and it's a really smooth rally jump with a 100% success rate in landing so far. This is our, if you're nostalgic about the original Deep Eddy Raceway, we had a Vista jump. And so I've kind of worked that in, which can be very easily sort of put back with a new track piece here that's shorter and just kind of lays down into this area and merges with that, and it's just a little arc over, no jump. So for rally mode, we'll have both jumps, and it is a good time. I'll show you the some clips, and we'll look at that. Otherwise, our track is as is, and I will back up and show you. This is open space here. This piece comes out
So I designed that so I could just remove it very quickly and easily and work on the track. And there's, of course, our bridge and the new SpoolHeads kit that runs through it. So that just connects on each end up here and there. And this piece actually just comes out as one piece, and we'll put it away when we're racing on the regular raceway mode. So let's look at some clips. I'm going to show you the first version I had where we got too much air.
All right, the first couple to send it here on the version 1, Big Air from Biscuit Brown and Smooth Boy Racing, his team with the RS200 and the Ford Escort RS. Cosworth from Matchbox. Those pair of castings were sent by a whole bunch of guys last summer for the MBX Diecast Rally. We'll take Biscuit Brown all the way down to the end here in the Escort, and he is the champ of that tournament. These cars have suspension, so both of these with suspension, and this is another pair. Same two castings from Tiny Track Cars with suspension. He gets a good landing there. These guys hang together. That's nice. And Biscuit Brown's cars, you know, same thing, just really good suspension. And it's not going to be a necessary thing for this this rally mode version of the course. I just want to show off what suspension will do on the track. And I honestly can't really tell you if it's helping or not. I mean, I would imagine so, but it's not going to be important. And you see those little ripples up at the top, and this is 50 and 60 grams between these two cars, the Golf and the Honda Civic EF. Here's a good little moment here between these two. I followed them down to the end, see what was happening. We got a little pass there in our last turn. Pretty nice. All right, so this is an I-Pace, Jaguar I-Pace, 70 grams. Big launch, and then that's a Megane trophy. I don't know the weight on that one. It's less than 70 for sure. But you can see them there. That's a failure on the landing. So this stuff's, it's gonna break axles with this Big Air. And these guys are stock weight, no work at all, just out of the package stock. But that is the kind of jump we're looking for here. So with those angles on the course that I have now, that's what we got. But with the update, right before the update here, we got 4 cars on it. It's just a lot. We'll see this again, just huge air over the tree height. And that was successful, but most of the time it's just not. Or it's just too often not. And here we've got the updated version. That was 50 grams, this one's 70, and look at that, it's just butter. Just smooth, that very natural kind of long, low rally car jump. And this might be stock. If it barely goes, yeah, that's a stock car with no work at all. Then we've got the second place trophy, Lone Stars Evo from Rainier Rally, and a nice smooth jump. That car's at least 70 grams. This thing is like 85 right here. This one's at EP Videos, and that's got some front weight. There's a lot of weight in that car, and so it's spread through to the front, and you see it nosedive the jumps. So I can say in building for this, you kind of want to lean back a little bit, not much, but just some. And you don't want to go heavy up front because you're going to nosedive the jumps. But here it is again, a little flatter, but you know, it's recoverable. I mean, even with that weight, it's, you know, that weight placement, it's successful just every single time. I had 0 DNFs or crashes from any of the testing. All right, really glad we're going to be able to get these heavier cars on the track with just a wide range of weight. And it's not going to be an issue with too much of a jump. So really glad how this turned out. And abracadabra, our pennybacker bridge is back in place. Got a nice smooth transition into the bridge and out. And then the jump is just kind of smoothed over with another piece in that just arches into our Vista Valley. Nice little passing zone. I've covered this a few times, but it's always a fun spot to point out. So we are working on a little bit of lighting for a nighttime theme, and then we're into filming for Deep Eddy Street Takeover. and that is around the corner.